Okay, and here we go with example 2 on page 146. Since this is a new concept, really important that you, now that I go slow, but that you go slowly through this. So here's what we got. We've got another set of equations. We're labeling these equation 1 and equation 2 on example 2. And what we're going to do, again, is we're going to follow this method of substitution. Now, you get a little bit of choice when you do some of the homework problems, but right now, what we're going to do is we're going to deal with equation 2, and we're going to solve for x. That one looks kind of easy if you look at it because it's already got a single x by it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to solve here, we're going to subtract 3y, and we're going to subtract 3y. Now, when that's done, what we're left with is nothing here, but we've got a negative 3y minus 1. Now, it doesn't matter if you solve for x or y, but here the x seemed kind of easy, so we're going to solve for x. Now, we're saying x equals negative 3y minus 1. So we're going to take that negative 3y minus 1, for x, and we're going to use that up in equation 1. Okay, here we go. So instead of x, here it says 2x, but we're going to put what we have for x, which is negative 3y minus 1. And then this is all the same. Minus 5y equals negative 13. A lot of negatives here, so we'll just kind of have to watch as we do this, that we're careful about negatives. Again, so what we did was we subtracted or substituted negative 3y minus 1 for x. Now let's do the distributive property. Here's what we have. We've got positive 2 times negative 3y is negative 6y. Positive 2 times negative 1 is negative 2. And here's the negative 5y and the negative 13. Let's put the y's together. Here's what we have. There's a negative 6y and a negative 5y. When you put those together, you're left with negative 11y minus 2. So we've combined like terms. Now, we want that 11y or negative 11y to be by itself. So we're going to add 2 to each side. To get rid of the negative 2 here, we're going to add 2. So when we're done with that, we have a negative 11y. We've added 2, so those cancel out. And then this becomes negative 11. All right, we're going to divide each side by negative 11. So we're dividing by negative 11, dividing by negative 11, and we're left with y equals positive 1. Now, we think that y equals positive 1. What we're going to do is we're going to substitute that positive 1 for y in this revised equation 2. If you remember what we had for equation 2, we thought it was, or we solved for x, and we got negative 3y minus 1. Okay? So now we're going to use what we think y is, which is 1, and we're going to put it right here. Negative 3 times 1 minus 1. So all we did is we took the 1, put it where the y was. So we substituted 1 for y. If you do this, it comes to negative 3 minus 1, and that's a negative 4. Okay, kind of watch your x's and y's here. We think that x is negative 4, so that goes first. We think that y is 1. So we're checking that negative 4, positive 1 is a solution by substituting negative 4 for x and 1 for y. And our solution, when we check it, is true. It's negative 4, 1. Again, if you would graph this, it would be 2 lines that cross at negative 4, positive 1. Now we're going to go ahead and do a couple of the checkpoints.